it's Aiden Graham here at the Faith Family Freedom Engravings family, and today I'm going to be showing you how we do a layered sign with colored basswood. Okay guys, so the logo that we're going to be making today is the Kansas City Chiefs logo. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the materials that we're going to need and what you'll use them for. So, I already painted all these. This is basswood. I spray painted them. So first material that we're going to need is the background, which we're going to be scoring so we can put all our pieces onto the background, make it perfect. Second piece we're going to need here is this half pan for spray painted basswood. This is going to be used for the letters that are on the logo. This is for the little letters that are on the bottom, which I just showed you in the image before. These are the little areas for the outline of the logo, and this is going to be manually painted white for the background behind the letters. Alright, let's take our piece of basswood that we're going to score. We're going to bring it over here to our engraver. This is the S1 40-watt Diode Laser. Very nice laser, definitely good for beginners or beginner businesses. And put it right on in there. Move the laser head to above it so they go and measure the height and distance, which I'm going to go ahead and show you over there on the computer. Okay, first things first, make sure you have your image right here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's like grouped. Yes, it is. Makes it a lot easier for me. Sorry about that, the door just closed over beside me. Very bad placement for a door. So what we're going to do now is that we're going to go over here and click this little button here to measure the height. Once you click the height button, this will come down. It will touch the board with that little metal thing you see right there. Comes back up, goes to the corner there, touches down, comes back over. Just measures the height of the area right here. Once you measure the height, now it's time to measure the distance. What we're going to do, we're going to go over here and click this flag with this little circle in it. Looks like a golf area. Then we're going to click whatever area that you might be doing. For me, I'm doing a rectangular shape, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and click Start Marking. Once you click Start Marking, what you're going to do, you're going to bring your little thing over to the corner of the thing here, and it looks like that I might have a little bit of a problem. See how it's like not measured up there, laser can't go any further back? What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to push this down a little bit better, line up with this bottom area here, then measure the distance, which we're going to go ahead and measure it up to the side here, like that. You see that? Then we're going to click this button on the front here, glowing blue. Click that. Bring it right all the way over here to the other side. Make sure it's lined up there too. Hopefully the GoPro's getting this, which it does not. And we're going to go ahead and click that button again. And it should go ahead and pop up on the computer. And then we're going to close this top hatch because we don't need to get in here anymore. Once you finish marking, you're going to click End Marking and apply. I don't remember what the button was. I accidentally clicked it off, so we're going to have to go with that. Then what you're going to do when you get back to this little screen here, you're going to set your material, which I already did. You're going to click on this, select whatever material you may be using. For me, I'm using 1/8 3mm basswood plywood, so I already applied that. And then make sure your mode is set on a base plate or whatever other mode you may be doing it on, depending if you're doing like a tumbler or other stuff. Or maybe you might be doing something that's coming out. It's a bunch of different modes you can do it on, depending on the engraver that you have. Ignore this down here. This is something that's off to the side. But make sure you have your image set on score, not engrave and cut. Make sure you have it set on score so we can put the pieces together. After you make sure all your stuff is good here, I'm going to put this output turned off just in case. After you have everything set here and scored, what you're going to do is you're going to go down here and click Process. After you click Process, your estimated time will be up here. For me, my estimated time is 1 minute and 36 seconds. Then you're going to click Start. Once you click Start, your file sends over to the engraver, and you click the blue button I showed you earlier on the engraver. Once the file sends over, click this button right here. Alright guys, just now finished engraving. Here is our scored piece of basswood that I spray painted red. Kansas City Chiefs on it, doesn't look too bad. Alright guys, it's time to do the letters here, and we're going to go ahead and erase the letters in the middle here because these things are red. I only want this piece right out here, which is the black piece I need. So I think in the clip I said before I said letters, I meant this arrowhead piece right here. So I'm going to go ahead, show you how to do that. What you're going to do, you're going to double click on the image that you have here after you traced it, which I have mine grouped, so I have to ungroup it. I'm going to double click on this right here. It's going to show vector points. What I do personally is I move the vector points down away from the sides here so I don't mess anything up. And then I just like highlight the area and delete as many as I can while hitting backspace like that. Bring some more down in here so I don't hit the corners here and delete the arrowhead area. Boom, 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 and then just go right down through here and delete them all. Like boom, and then you have only these couple left, which is not that hard to get rid of. Go ahead and get rid of these things, and we'll have only the arrowhead piece and the letters, which is exactly what we want. And we'll click done, and boom, there you go. Alright guys, right now we're putting some transfer paper on the back of this basswood, so it makes it a lot easier to put parts together. Make sure you do that, or else you're going to have to glue it on. You're going to have a huge problem with that. Alright, now we're going to try to do the letters here and the letters right here. Haven't done them both at the same time before, but that's what we're going to try today. So we're going to bring this over to the engraver, plop this thing right on in there, make sure it's lined up with the bottom, or else it's probably not going to read. Got that right there. Then we're going to head over to the laptop. Alright guys, so what you're going to do is that you're going to go ahead and do what I did earlier with this distance, measure distance on your piece of wood that you're using, and, well, the height, sorry, and then measure the distance, which I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll get right back to you all. Once you did your measurements, make sure this all fits into the same area. For me, since I'm doing both at the same time, I'm trying to get this far up here so it gets the black and not the yellow, and yeah, and this kind of gets a little thing there. And this should be perfect, actually, because the height is 6 inches, and that's about as much of an area I have, and yeah, I think this should work out. So we're going to go ahead and start it. Check it out. Ooh, nice thing here. Comes out just perfectly, right? I'm gonna transfer paper on the back, make it easier to stick on, but I don't think we need this anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that. And here is our letters that we're gonna be using for our layered sign. So let's go ahead and get the rest done so we can put this thing together. All right, guys. Next that we're gonna do is we're gonna do the KC part of this thing with this red basswood here. Go ahead, take it over here, put it right here into the engraver, make sure it lines up with this thing here. That's good, make sure the thing fits there, and that's nice, because the engraver, well, I mean, it's not to measure this stuff like that, so I'm going to do that real quick and get right back with you. Alright guys, so now what we're going to need to do is that we're going to take our thing I already copy and pasted. I think I'm going to go and make a new little area here. Since we're only doing the letters, I don't need the rest of the arrowhead and everything like that, so I'm going to paste this onto here. There we go. And I'm going to do what I did earlier with the vector points. I'm going to manipulate them a bit. And I forgot I have a group. So go ahead and do what you saw earlier with me. And I'm going to go ahead and do that with the stuff here. And I'll get back to you. Alright guys, I got everything done here with the vector points here. So now it should just be a K and a C, which is just there. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of bounds so it doesn't do that. I'm going to go and measure my distance, height, and everything like that, and make sure to have this set to cut whenever you're done, and click process, and should give your time and everything like that. Alright guys, just finished up with the letters. Let's go ahead and check it out. Gonna take this thing right on out here. Ooh, look at that smoke. Alright, well, we're finished with this. Time to put it all together. Product. After putting it all together, the Kansas City Chiefs right here. We're probably going to cut off the bottom, maybe do a little cut on the sides and rounding it off on the corners, but other than that, this thing looks amazing. Alright guys, thank you all so much for watching. We appreciate your support and everything like that. If you all don't know how to trace out the image like I showed you on there with the cutouts, I have an entire YouTube short on that on our channel right now. Go ahead and check it out. And thank you again for watching. Peace out, y'all.